In my previous video, we talked about the philodendron Burle Marx and how you can take care of it as a houseplant for yourself. What I did not tell you in this video is that there is a different type of philodendron Burle Marx that does have some variegation in it, known as the philodendron Burle Marx Variegata. Now, I'm going to be tackling two different topics in this video in terms of this variegation, and I will have a separate video going forward in terms of how to preserve variegation and when you should and shouldn't sell this plant. This is the philodendron Burle Marx Variegata. You can see that this plant does have intense amounts of variegation, and if you want specifics on this type of plant, please refer to my previous video that talks about this plant in detail. But today we're specifically going to be talking about the variegation on this plant and why I really haven't told anyone that I have this plant. Normally the leaves look like this. They do have 50% green, 50% variegation in them, but as you can see in the other leaves of this plant, it's putting out a lot of all white leaves. A lot of people might think that this is something that is highly desirable, and it looks beautiful, but I don't like it. I don't like that it has all white leaves because inevitably those are going to die. When a plant puts out an all white leaf, it doesn't have any chlorophyll, which means that this part of the plant cannot supply food or energy or processed nutrients like the rest of the green sections of the plant, which means that the plant as a whole is not getting enough energy like it needs to get when it's growing like this. So inevitably some parts of this plant are going to start dying until some more green comes back. There isn't a specific timeline on this. It can happen in a couple of weeks. It might start to die back in a few months. I'm not really sure. All I know is that it is inevitable that this is going to happen. That is why I haven't mentioned that I have this plant. That's why I didn't bring it up in my previous video. And that's why I'm kind of making this video for you right now, so that you can be aware as a buyer and or seller that this is not a good thing. It looks beautiful while it's there. However, I do want to stress the fact that this is not going to last. You actually want to shoot for 50-50 variegation to non. That way, 50% of the plant can help sustain the other 50% in terms of growing. Now, growth rate is going to be extremely slow because it can't process things as fast as it needs to. But if that is what you're looking for, then have at it. That's okay. And this goes with all plants. This is not specifically for the Burle Marx Variegata. This is for any plant that is variegated. When you see an all white leaf, that's generally a red flag that it's not a good thing. Now, unfortunately, demand for all white leaves and like 90-10% variegation is skyrocketed. So if I wanted to, I could sell this plant for an extreme high price tag. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to sell something to someone that's just going to die. I take pride in the fact that I'm a reputable seller, and I know that everyone else that I'm in contact with that is a reputable seller also, they'll either put a disclaimer with this mentioning everything that I've just told you, or they will continue to sell this way, or they'll propagate, they'll try to cut back to get that 50-50 variegation so they can comfortably sell to someone. And I think that that's honorable for you to do. And if you want to put that disclaimer and people don't care, that is completely fine. That is up to you, and that is your personal choices as a buyer/seller. However, I wanted to make this video to kind of make you guys aware that, number one, those are going to die, and number two, it is with my experience that variegation in the male tend to die back anyway. If most of the 50-50 variegation plants that I sell and or buy come in with a lot of brown leaves, specifically where the white and or cream colored variegation is at, that's usually the first to go. So if you don't mind rehabbing that and bringing it back up, that's okay. But I kind of just wanted to make this video as a little bit informative piece to let you know that that is something to heavily consider when buying a plant. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love all of you. Bye.